A quiet evening, when lanterns glow in a small village nestled between lush green hills. People live there peacefully, surrounded by calm and harmony. Suddenly, dark clouds gather over the village, and the villagers begin to panic. Whispers spread everywhere. A terrifying shadow monster comes at night and frightens everyone. Just as the villagers start losing hope, two heroes arrive. Raito, full of energy, with sparks of lightning flashing from his hands, and Shiro, calm and wise, with shimmering ice crystals glowing from his palm's snowflake. The villagers cheer loudly at their arrival, their hearts lifted with relief. But they also warn them, this monster is different. It doesn't attack with claws or fire. It sees your fears, and turns them into reality. Raito and Shiro arrive at the village gates, where frightened faces and trembling voices greet them. The villagers whisper to one another, "It comes at night. It knows your deepest fears. No one escapes it." Raito, as fearless and mischievous as ever, smiles with confidence while sparks of lightning crackle at his fingertips. Laughing, he says, "A giant shadow monster? Ha, that's just a warm-up for me." Shiro, calm and serious, furrows his brows as a cold mist spreads from his palms. In a quiet, steady voice, he replies, "Don't take it so lightly, Raito. If it uses fear, then this battle won't be ordinary." The two brothers step forward, their capes flowing in the night wind, their resolve shining stronger against the chilling darkness. As Raito and Shiro ventured deeper into the fog-filled forest, the air grew colder and heavier. Suddenly, the ground trembled beneath their feet, and from the darkness emerged a towering monster. Its body was made of swirling black smoke, and its burning red eyes glowed high above the trees. The beast let out a terrifying roar that echoed through the entire forest. But instead of striking, it spread its claws and did something far more dreadful. It conjured illusions. Illusions born directly from their own heart's deepest fears. Raito saw his lightning spiraling out of control, setting the village ablaze and destroying everything in its path. His hands trembled as sparks crackled wildly, no longer obeying him. Meanwhile, Shiro's eyes widened in horror as he saw himself trapped inside a prison of solid ice, isolated and helpless, unable to save anyone. These dreadful visions bound them like chains. For the first time, the two brothers froze, unable to move, while the shadow monster's echoing laughter thundered through the darkness of the night. The shadow monster loomed over Raito and Shiro, its burning red eyes fixed directly on them. In a chilling whisper, it said, "You cannot defeat me, because I am your fear." Gritting his teeth, Raito summoned a surge of lightning and tried to strike, but his hands shook violently and the sparks fizzled out before they could hit. Shiro carefully formed an arrow of ice and aimed with precision, but it shattered the moment it left his hand. Exhausted, the two brothers collapsed to their knees, while the villagers watched from a distance with anxious eyes. Raito's voice quivered as he cried out, "Why? Why does it feel so heavy?" Shiro took a deep breath, glanced at his brother, and said softly, "This isn't the monster. It's our own fear pulling us down." In that instant, both brothers realized the true burden was not the creature standing before them, but the hidden fears weighing within their own hearts. As the shadow monster hovered above them, Raito and Shiro suddenly drifted into memories of their past. In Raito's mind, childhood flashes returned. A small boy trembling after failing at something simple, terrified of disappointing others. In Shiro's memories, he saw himself as a child, anxious and afraid, burdened by the fear of letting down those who trusted him. The narrator's voice spoke gently. The strongest heroes are not those who never feel fear, but those who choose to face it. Shiro clasped Raito's hand firmly and said in a calm, steady tone, "Come on, let's face it together." Both brothers closed their eyes, took a deep breath, and instead of running away, they embraced their fear. Slowly, their courage radiated outward as a brilliant aura surrounding them. The shadow monster groaned in agony. Cracks began to form in its smoky body, the illusions weakened, and the creature, once so terrifying, started to crumble. Not defeated by force from outside, but by the courage hidden deep within the brothers' own hearts. With their hearts strengthened and their fears confronted, Raito and Shiro slowly rose to their feet. Holding each other's hands tightly, they shouted with all their might, "We are no longer afraid." At that very moment, their powers shone brighter than ever before. Raito's golden lightning burst forth like blazing flames, while Shiro's blue eyes glimmered with dazzling light. Their powers intertwined, swirling upward into the sky, forming a magnificent storm, a miraculous fusion of sparkling ice crystals and crackling lightning. The storm struck the shadow monster head-on, and with a thunderous explosion, its smoky body shattered into millions of glowing shards of light that scattered across the sky like stars. The darkness that had blanketed the village lifted. Lanterns glowed warmly once again, and the air felt light and free. The villagers emerged from their hiding places, clapping with joy and shouting in celebration. Raito smiled proudly, while Shiro exhaled in calm relief. The two brothers stood side by side, shoulder to shoulder, knowing that their victory was not only over the monster, but over their own fears. As the last shimmering lights faded into the night sky, Raito and Shiro stood at the heart of the village, surrounded by cheers and applause echoing all around them. Raito scratched his head with a grin and chuckled. "Wow! I thought fighting villains was hard, but fighting myself was even tougher." Shiro replied with a calm smile, "And that's what makes us true heroes." The two brothers looked at each other proudly and shared a triumphant high five, their laughter ringing out alongside the villagers' applause. In the warm glow of lantern light, the villagers' smiles shone brighter than ever. Then, the narrator's voice spoke. "Remember, heroes, the heaviest burden is fear, but you will always be stronger than it." Slowly, the scene transitioned into a colorful outro screen with bold letters across it. Subscribe for more exciting adventures of Raito and Shiro.